going on, Pelicans fans? Oh man, I know it's been a minute. I know it's been a little while since we hopped up on here on the Better Sports Show podcast in the Deep South. But I'm EJ 504, and I'm here to let you know we are back on here. Unfortunately, today, on my own mistake, I scheduled the pregame show a little late today. I was assuming the game was going to be on today for 7 o'clock, but it was actually on right now for 6 o'clock. So my bad for that. For my viewers out there that was trying to go ahead and see what we were doing and seeing if we were gonna catch it a little bit earlier, do the pregame show earlier. I kind of scheduled it a little late, but despite that, I'm still gonna go ahead and break some things down because it's been a little while since we didn't hopped up on here and talked about these Pelicans, man. Since entering the All-Star break, man. And these Pelicans, I'm just telling y'all right now, man, they look really good. Despite losing last night's game against the Miami Heat, um, they look real good, man. I'm very encouraged about what I'm seeing right now. This is, um, you know, 12 games above 500 for the first time in a long time after the All-Star break, man. Things are looking up. I just need this team to stay healthy going into the playoffs, man. CJ McCollum, unfortunately, tweaked his ankle. So the Pelicans, as always, are going to be cautious with their star players and make sure that he gets all the way all right and fully healthy. So they're not going to rush him back. And hopefully he's not out for too long. I know he's not going to be playing right now in this game against the Chicago Bulls, which we don't need him in this game. But an encouraging sign to see. It was one thing seeing Zion Williamson available to play today, which he's been doing that all season. He's been available. He's been showing up. And I'm so proud of him, man, for dealing with the noise, talking about Stephen A. Smith, man, trying to attack him and come after him in ways um, that you just don't like to see, man. I can see if the kid wasn't showing up or doing the things that he was doing the past couple of seasons before, which was missing games and not being in the right mindset. But he's been available, man, and he's looked. And while he has been available, he's been playing his butt off. So Zion Williamson, that wasn't nothing that shocked me. Him being available for this game, but Brandon Ingram, man. Thank God we got Brandon Ingram back healthy. Um, from what it sounded like, he was battling an illness, a non-COVID illness. After the All-Star break, and he was looking really good before the All-Star break started. So it's good to have him back, man. Especially, with CJ going down. We don't know how long that may take, but it's good to see Brandon and Zion back in there together, man. We need all three of these guys healthy if we're going to do anything into this playoff push and into the playoffs when we get in there, man. So um, tonight, I'm definitely looking for the Pelicans to go ahead and handle their business against these Chicago Bulls, man. Like I said, I'm not really too worried about what I seen with them against the Miami Heat. Yes, you would have liked them to get that dub, but it was a back-to-back. The schedule makers didn't help them out in that game. Jimmy Butler wanted to be a fake tough guy against Najee Marshall and must have forgot who the knife was coming after his neck. And Najee Marshall, retaliated in a way of, hey, you come at me and I'm going to come right back at you, man. So you got to do nothing but respect guys like that in the locker room. Jose Alvarado as well. Both of those guys are, suspended for those actions in that Miami Heat game. But man, you just gotta love the fact that they're going right behind for their guys, their stars, and I'm talking in particular Zion Williamson with all the noise in the air and the way people have been attacking him. for no apparent reason, man. It's good to see that their teammates, the teammates are behind him in this process, man. So um, tonight, I expect the Pelicans to go ahead and come out tonight, handle their business against this team, the Chicago Bulls. So yeah, I'm not gonna take the Chicago Bulls lightly. I'm not gonna say, should be a runaway basketball game, but I do say you need to beat the teams that you're supposed to be. And tonight, this is a game where the Pelicans need to beat this team. Okay. Um, Trey Murphy, I'm looking for Trey Murphy tonight to have him a good game, man. It seems like he's been in a slump lately. I don't know what it is, a shooter slump, but it would be nice right now with all the timing, with all the things that's been going on right now so far in the season. It would be really nice to see Trey Murphy get right back on track and doing what he does best and stroking that 3-pointer, man. So I'm really excited, man. I'm like I said, I'm happy about the way um things have been going on with these Pels so far this season. If it couldn't have gone any better, the way they've been playing since that horrible NBA in season tournament game against the Lakers. They turned their season around and they're looking up. They had went into the All-Star break with momentum. I'm really optimistic about the Pelicans going into this playoff push, man. What's up, Brian? It's good to see you, man. I know it's been a while, man, but good to see you. I know you always one of our biggest supporters here in the Battle Sports Show podcast in the Deep South. So it's good to see you, man, and able to come out in the chat while the game is going on, man, and able to go ahead and listen in. Go Pels, yes sir. Go Pels, man. And if you guys are wondering where Ever 504 and Uncle Henry and the rest of the guys are at, I'm gonna definitely get them those guys back in the swing of things, man. This basketball season, man. The Saints are trying to figure out their off season, cap space and all that, man. But we're not really worried about the Saints right now. They're in their off season. Let them handle that. Right now, we need to start talking about these Pelicans, man, and this playoff push and getting these guys, ready into the playoffs, man, and start handling their business, man. Because I really think this team can be a top 5 Western Conference team, man. And they've shown it in flashes, but I just need to see more consistency at this point. You know what you're gonna get from guys like Herbert Jones. Herbert Jones lays it down on the line every single night, man. Two ways. Offensively, which he has improved his 3-point percentage so well, and defensively, we all have known since he's become come in the league, he's become definitely a first team all defensive player. So if he does not earn that this season, I don't know what else he needs to do, man. He has deserved to be on that NBA all defensive first team, man. And then Big Jonas Valanciunas, of course, the Warrior. He's gonna show up every game, give you everything he's got within his power, man. So, like I said, man, I'm really excited and optimistic, man. I know the game just tipped off not too long ago and everything. Let me actually, since they did tip off, let me kind of update y'all with the score right now. So it's 10-10 right now, with 6:42 left to go in the first quarter. So yeah, you would like to see the Pels go ahead and come out a little bit stronger and a little bit faster in the start. That's another thing I want to see the Pels do is come out a little faster in the beginning of the games. But like I said, I need to see them come out, especially when you're at home right now. Get as many W's as you can while you're at home, man. So um, there's also too, and while I'm looking at this up here. it's also good to sports fans to talk about um how the fact that the New Orleans Pelicans fans, man, I want to shout these New Orleans Pelicans fans out, man. I look, yeah, they always say if you give New Orleans a winning team, man, they're gonna go out and support, man. I'm loving the fact that we've been able to go ahead and come out, man, and go ahead and cheer on these Pels, man. I'm glad to see that the Smoothie King Center has been rocking, man, that they've been packing it up. I need to see more of that, man. I need more Pelicans fans out there to go ahead and pack the blender, man. This team needs it more than any NBA team, bro, for the flag that they've been given, man. Like, I really don't think teams respect the Pelicans enough, man. I seen, not too long ago, there was a report from Draymond Green on TNT talking about how nobody's worried about the Pelicans, man. These are the things that we see all the time that they just don't respect our team. We got to get behind these guys, just like the players are getting behind Zion Williamson and their stars. And then we as fans need to get behind this team, and we need to go ahead and show them that, hey, yes, New Orleans loves their football, but we love our basketball too. Now, doggone, we ride behind the boys. We ride behind the ones that play hard for us. That's gonna go ahead and give it their all, and that's gonna win for us, man. So, Preston, I see you too in the chat, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. He said, glad to hear your voice. Yes, sir, man. It's been a little minute, man. Like I said, been a lot going on since the last time I've been on here. But just know that the Battle Sports Show podcast in the D Style is still rolling, and we still doing our thing around here, man. It kind of gets a little difficult when you have the little All-Star break going on, and then you got to go ahead and when you get back in the swing of things, you got to go ahead and get the schedule fixed back out. I had in the pregame show I mentioned earlier, I had misinputted the time on there. I should have scheduled it more for 4:45 instead of 5:50, but it's all good. All going, like I said, I was gonna go ahead and hop on here anyway to kind of let y'all know that we still rolling on here and we ain't forgot about y'all, man. We still doing our sports podcast show on here, and I know y'all still be seeing Ever 504 and his little weekly report videos with the Saints and everything. So we still up on here, man. It's just been a lot going on lately, and everything. But speaking of Ever 504, there he goes trailing in the background. What's going on with you, Dad?
EJ, I'm not in the background. You just don't call me when you're going on.
Oh no, I literally texted you, man. I
You
texted.
don't. I'm your father. You living through text.
Oh
Anyway,
Lord, oh Lord,
you ain't got to text me. You could have called me. I don't know what you're
oh
doing.
Lord. So you
Anyway,
you you ain't looking at your phone, huh?
you sure don't.
Yeah,
I won't.
shame
This is
on you.
Sunday. This is Sunday.
Shame
Anyway,
on you.
anyway. Uh, what's your thoughts about the brawl? Um, I've been wanting to get back to the brawl and talking about the fact that you know that the Heat is real arrogant and listening to their leader talk about the next time they played the
Oh
Pelicans.
yeah, Jimmy was talking a lot of smack, talking about the next time, they play New Orleans, that they're gonna beat us and that they're the better team and all that. Look, like I mentioned earlier, man, Jimmy is a fake tough guy. He thought he can go ahead and test Najee Marshall. He probably never heard of Najee Marshall before, but if you watch Pelicans basketball games, you know Najee is the knife. You don't come at nobody trying to
Happy
choking them in
birthday
their
to
neck.
Preston. Happy birthday, late birthday. We got Preston and EJ birthday was yesterday. Well, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, but yeah, that's my birthday twin down there. But yeah, Yeah, like I said, Jimmy didn't know nothing about Najee Marshall. He came from that man neck and expected Najee Marshall to fold. And Najee showed him, man, like he ain't no punk around here in the league, man. So I'm not worried about no Jimmy Butler. Quite honestly, man, I'm gonna be real honest with you. Like, um, the Pelicans have to go ahead and just prove to these teams and to the rest of the league that they different. You know that they are one of the top teams in this league. I don't think teams around the league, and I was just saying this before you hopped on here, that I don't think other teams respect the Pelicans. I don't think other teams fear the Pelicans. They
Well,
they, they look
a
at
part
us
of
as
that,
shoulders.
a part of that is because of the national media. A part of that is because of the perception that is going on with the national media, the disrespect of Zion Williamson, and really, they just really can't take the Pelicans serious until we fully healthy, and we have not got the respect. We're gonna have to take the respect, and I think it is the fact that we have not been healthy for the last couple of years. If
Mhm.
you look at it, we've been trying to see what we've been wanting to see what it's gonna be like to have Ingram and Zion Williamson for a full season,
Mhm.
and I think that's the problem with the national media. They just and then. You got to remember that the national media have not wanted Zion to be drafted by the Pelicans. They wanted so hard for him to be in New York. So
Yeah.
they would rather discredit the guy and talk about his weight and real because they're mad because he has not asked for a trade. When you look at Brandon Ingram, and Ingram is another guy who has to prove that coming from the Lakers that he wasn't just this this guy in the Lakers, understudy of LeBron James and him having his own, you know what I'm saying? Him having his
Right.
own. And I think that's what's going on with the Pelicans. You listen to Kendrick Perkins, he had to apologize 2 years ago when the Pelicans made a run. He apologized, and then now he's going back a little bit. You're listening to these guys, they don't have no content, EJ, on ESPN right now. There's nobody to really throw under the bus, so it is Zion Williamson that they have to go at.
Look, well, honestly, too. I mean, I really think the national media don't really watch the Pelicans. They're telling on themselves. They don't watch
Literally,
Pelicans
literally.
basketball games because if they were watching the Pelicans basketball games this season, they would see that Zion is playing really well this season, and not only that Zion Williamson is playing really well this season and being available. More importantly, that the whole team is doing well. You know, like that, like I mentioned before, they're 12 games above 500 right
Wow,
now.
who would ever thought? Who would ever thought? And I was one of the biggest critic of Willie Green because I was the inconsistency of Willie Green, like the sometime and the fact that we gave a lot of excuses to Willie, and I wanted to see some more consistency with this basketball team because I was very hot and heavy with this guy. I think the offensive move of bringing the new offensive
James
coordinator.
Borrego.
Borrego has changed the system, changed this offense really, really well with the Pelicans. I
Right.
think what's going on now, EJ, with the Pelicans, they have finally found, I would like to say, identity. They have an identity. They have a great defensive presence. When you look at them on the defensive side of the ball, they're ranked in the top 10 in the NBA in defensively. Okay, so
Hmm.
you win basketball championships through your defense, and I
Right.
just and I see what Zion looks much better, and you can see he's in condition. That's what tell me you're not watching the Pelicans when you're not watching the Pelicans,
Yeah.
listening to these guys like
Stephen A.
Stephen A. Snitch
Yeah.
talk this craziness, the this about this young man. This young man looks so fit and he looks so strong,
Yeah.
and it's just it's embarrassing to listen to these fools who don't know nothing about this basketball team.
Yeah. Like I said, man, this is if you're a fan right now and you listen to the national media, man, you're a fool too. You know, you're telling on yourself as well because if you believe what they're saying about these guys, these Pelicans players, man, you're not watching Pelicans basketball, man. This is a totally different team than what we've been watching the past couple of 3 years that we've been waiting on. This is the team we've been waiting on to finally get healthy. Now, mind you, CJ McCollum is just got hurt. with in the Heat game, and he's recovering and stuff. But when
I'm
we
not
get off,
concerned. I'm not concerned with that because
I'm not
I
concerned
I,
either.
I think he can take that risk. He's a veteran. I think we're going to need him in the back part of the season. Let him get healthy. Do not
Right.
push it. And we always Pelican team. We always said that they had one of the biggest, deepest bench, and I think that the fact that you get a kid like Hawkins, let Hawkins be that guy that CJ McCollum.
Mhm.
And that's one of the things that I criticize Willie Green is he has to trust into the rook. This is the time when you need to trust in the rook right now because of the fact that CJ is gone. So you need the minutes to go up for the rook and let the rook shoot
Well,
that ball.
not just CJ. We lost Dyson Daniels,
Yeah,
during the All
yeah.
Star break. So
So
somebody
now
has to fill that role.
somebody gotta fill that role. And why not the rookie? Because the rookie at times, even I had told you, at times the rookie had looked better than some of the, he had looked, you and I argued on the panel about
Hmm.
him passing certain people up like Alvarado. And I just think that okay, as a fan, I understand, but as a player in the skill position, as a shooter, you have to let the kid is a gifted shooter. And if you look at our guy Trigger Trey has been struggling. The
Yeah.
last couple of games he has been really struggling. He's been like 4 out of 19, 4 out of 15 shooting the basketball. And the to be honest with you, shooters go through that slump, and I'm not worried about Trigger Trade. Just keep shooting, and eventually he will get out that slump.
Right.
Like I said, and I'm looking at this team, man. I want the Pelicans to even call up some of the guys on the D League team. Makovich. I can't think of his.
I'm very excited. I'm glad
I'm
you brought up
so
that point.
excited
I'm
on him.
excited for Carlo Makovich, man. He actually was player of the game for the last game he played for the Birmingham
Oh
Squadron.
my, we got a
Uh,
steal. We got a steal, EJ.
he scored like 20 something points over there. So I can't wait till he actually hits this roster, man. He's gonna be somebody that maybe one day he could be the
He
next,
can
Jokic.
actually, yes, and he can actually push somebody off this roster. And
Right.
it's just the outstanding. And let me tell you something. Having not having Najee is our goat as far as that machine off the bench, that energy of New Orleans. I just love how he stand up,
Yeah.
against the Heat, the way he was, and him and Alvarado, they the engine that ticks with this team. And I'm just glad that it was one game for Najee, 3 games but I was upset that the 3 games for Alvarado. But I love the fact that they got heart. This
Yeah.
Pelican team did not have heart the last couple of years,
Right.
and these guys are role players that are going to be effectively for the New Orleans Pelicans when we get into
In
the
the
playoffs.
playoffs, right?
It's going to be outstanding.
Those are the guys that you want riding for you in the playoffs, man. And those they're riding for their star players, man. Like I said, they hear the talk. I mean, everybody acts like that these players, these athletes don't hear them on social media or on the TV talking about is Zion too fat or the Pelicans this or the Pelicans that. These players are hearing these things, man, and I just love the fact, and I'm glad you mentioned that too. I kind of mentioned that too earlier that the Pelicans, man, are riding for their stars, man. They are not about to sit there and let these the national media talk down on them. They know who they are, and they believe that they're a good basketball team. I believe in them. I really think that they can go far in these playoffs, man. It's just all about right now finishing basketball games when they have large leads, and then number two, staying healthy. Of course,
Well,
you want the roster to stay healthy.
another thing I want to give credit to is the New Orleans Pelicans fan base against the Miami Heat. That was playoff atmosphere, and
Yes,
I tell you, I am so impressed with New Orleans. All of this stuff about we're just a football city, that's
yes,
all out the window. They are getting behind this basketball team, and I like to see us get more into the Pelicans. You know what I'm saying? Why? And it's okay to support both of the organizations, even with the Saints struggling. That we have something to turn to, and it's just outstanding to have this for the city of New Orleans. Crescent City deserves to have two good teams, not just one. to show the world that we're not just a football team, football city. We are a outstanding basketball city, and
That's correct.
it's just really impressing to me what's going on with the fans, the connection to the players, and it's just getting and that was just outstanding. We want to be like the Heat. We want to be like the Heat fans. We
Yeah.
want to be like the Lakers fans. We want to be like the other big major markets or even the small markets that have been doing. Look at San Antonio, Indiana Pacers. These are markets who have been to championships or lost the championship or have been there.
Hmm.
And it's okay to be a small market team.
Hmm. Yeah, it look. Yeah, I was just you're hitting some of the same points I was hitting earlier, right before you got on, man. The New Orleans Pelicans fans out there are showing out this season, man. They're showing out to the games. They're packing the blender, man. They're providing a playoff atmosphere in the regular season right now, man. I heard Zion or not Zion, Herbert Jones. Herbert Jones said he was like, man, I'm glad that Jordan Hawkins can experience this right now, man, as a rookie. So
Right,
when he get
right,
in the
right.
playoffs, he knows what to expect. That's how great the Pelicans fans have been showing. Have been showing up.
You see, this is why I know that the national media do not like what's going on with Zion Williamson. I'm gonna tell you why they don't, because Zion Williamson has been buying into New Orleans. You looked at what he did with the Drew Brees,
Mm-hmm.
the tribute to Drew Brees in his high school. You watch what he did with we seen him what he did with Drew Brees. We saw him go to wear Master P, represent Master P in No Limit. You see him with the Power Rangers. They had this new dedication with the Power Rangers on Twitter, and you just see his embracement of the
He's
city, and
invested.
he's invested in. No, you can't see in the national media. They don't know. See, this is not Anthony Davis. And one thing about Anthony Davis, the Anthony Davis was not buying into our city,
Yeah.
and that I can't. This country boy it's look like this is the point. Let me tell you something, EJ. This is it's better for Zion. I think it's Zion it would not excel in a big market. I think a little
I
market.
really feel like if
I
he
feel
would have
like it's
went to
better for him here.
New York would have swallowed him up
They would
because
have swallowed him because he's from
yeah,
the country.
it would have been like a very too high of expectations for him, in New York. They would have expected him to win right off the bat, and we all know, um,
No
in the
patience,
NBA
no
it takes
patience.
time. It takes time. So it actually worked out very well for Zion. In his case, regardless if he wanted it that way or not. I think he's really embraced New Orleans and really loved it. It's kind of reminds him of his own home. In South
Right.
Carolina. He's in a place where it's not too big for him, but also it's a city that's gonna get behind him and have some expectations for him. But then at the same time, if he shows some love, we gonna love him right back.
I want to give three some credit to three people who have been standing on business when it comes down to the New Orleans Pelicans, and like from the basically all of the bad content that they've been going after with the Pelicans. Man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna start off with AD Daniels, Antonio
Antonio
Daniels,
Daniels, yeah.
and secondly. I'm gonna go with Jalen Rhodes. Jalen Rhodes has been going after, and Stephon Marbury. They have been going after Stephen A. Snitch. Go check it out on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
They are not playing with Stephen A. Snitch. They do not like the fact that they're just using this narrative of his weight when it's not. When it's one thing when they criticize him, and there were some legit criticisms when it came after that game, after the when we just came off the play-in, and he did look out of shape. That was some value against the Lakers. But after that, if you look at it right now, and we look at it right now, you got to give the fact that they have been winning and you're criticizing. You
Mhm.
don't criticize when somebody's winning. I can give a damn how many chefs he eating for. I don't care what McDonald's is. If he's winning and they're productive, and have he seen Zion Williamson body? I mean, really? So it's really, I'm a shout out to Stephon Marbury going hard on him. Shout out to Jalen Rhodes going hard on him, and shout out to AD. Daniels is just Antonio Daniels is. We look. I don't care if we lose badly. Sports. We have to keep that team together.
Well, look, hey, and Preston said Paul Pierce too. Has been
Oh, and shout
talking
out to
pretty
Paul
well,
Pierce.
you
Yeah,
know.
Paul Pierce.
But which is a good thing. We finally about to get rid of Valley Sports and everything, and get converted more into some more local broadcasting in New Orleans.
Yeah, but I don't want
Um,
to lose the team. I don't want to lose Daniels and the other, the other guy
yeah,
who's with.
and Joel Myers, yeah.
Yeah, Joe Myers. I don't. I got that team right there is
I
just
think they'll
outstanding.
definitely keep them always as the broadcasters. I just think they're definitely gonna get rid of Valley Sports though and do more local broadcasting, which is gonna be great. They're gonna be able to go ahead and get more fans to be able to watch the New Orleans Pelicans games, because that's the only thing I feel that's always been lacking, is that it's so hard for Pelicans fans to watch the games. You know, I'm glad they're able to fix that now. But man, yeah, that's great. All three of those guys, Antonio Daniels. I'm even Paul Pearson now from
And
Preston, but
Jalen
Jalen
Rose,
Rose and
because you know,
Stephon
and
Marbury.
some people are criticizing Jalen Rose, say he's mad with Stephen A. Snitch because he's not at ESPN. No, that has nothing to do with it. Jalen Rose have always spoke up for the players. He has always went after Skip Bayless. And now Stephen A. Snitch. People think because of Molly, that has nothing to do with that. The bottom line is this dude here is trying to create a narrative towards Zion Williamson, and we're not going to have it.
Yeah.
And Kendrick Perkins have been quiet about it. He comes in and say what he said, but he's not
Well,
as vocal.
he's trying to stay out of it right now and
Yeah, because
everything,
he
but
knows what this fan base can do.
he still owe us some donations that he promised the last time he was on, the Pelican Spaces on Twitter, man. So he still ain't out of it, But
Yeah.
I like I said, man, it's just I'm with you, Dad. It's really great to see that the city and a lot of and then you got some of these national media, not all of them, but you got some of them that's riding for the Pels and seeing that, hey, Stephen A, you're wrong. You're not you're saying the wrong things here. You're not paying attention to this team. This team is actually improved. This player is actually improved. He's been available. It's great to see, man. Like I said, I just want to see the Pels to continue with this
And
consistency,
stay
man.
healthy. Stay healthy.
Stay
That's the whole
healthy.
part. That's the whole thing when we talk about this basketball team. It's
Yeah,
not about the talent, it's about availability. And the
yeah.
Pelicans have had problems with availability. We even talked about Stan Van Gundy years. It's not coaching. We could talk about coaching all the time, coaching, coaching, coaching. But if the players are not available, you can't win in the National Football Basketball
Right.
League or the National Football League.
And that's why I've always been a big advocate for Willie Green, because I always felt he was dealt with a bad hand. It's hard to go win without your best players being available. This was going to be the year that I can really get a read on how great Willie Green was going to be as a head coach, because this is the first time we've seen the Pelicans mostly healthy for a change. So I'm proud of Willie Green so far. He's not perfect by no means. He still got to learn how to get this team to close games at times, because I'm seeing them do it too many times where they'll be up on a team and teams will battle their way back into games and they'll lose games like that in the last seconds. And he'll come up with excuses in there. Well, just give the other team credit. Well, damn it, doggone, that's not an excuse. You got to get your team ready, but oh, I still think Willie Green has always been the guy for New Orleans, and this team is looking up, man. Top 5, top 6 right now in the Western
Yeah.
Conference.
We're right now we're top five, and right now we need this win. I understand we're a little sharp minded, whatever, but you got to win these games at home. These
Yeah.
games at home, the most if you protect your home court, okay. And our Pelicans are a much better basketball team on the road. We know that, but we need to win at home. And these are games that we have to beat. We have to beat a Chicago team that's depleted, has multiple players that's not playing. We got to beat this team. And Miami Heat, I can understand. Miami Heat is a really good basketball team. So I didn't mind losing that game, okay. But this game against Chicago, we got to pull this game off. So as far as the Western Conference go, this is going. Like I said, you don't want to be that play-in team. You don't
Hmm.
want to fall to 7. You don't want to fall to 8.
Right. You
You want
don't
to
want to
stay.
be
You
no
don't
7 or 18. You want to get out of that play in the tournament, and you want to make sure that you're solidified in the playoffs, man.
Yes,
You want to be in there in your spot, man. So I'm like I said, the Pelicans are in prime position right now to do great things. They really handled their business in the first part of the season. Right now, this is where they need to play their best basketball. The playoff push. We gonna see how this is gonna unfold. You got teams like the Warriors, the Lakers behind you that are gonna be climbing to try to go ahead and get your spot and stuff like that. But hey, I believe in this Pelicans team to go ahead, handle their business, get them a good seat in this year, and go make some noise in the playoffs. Do something and really open the eyes of the national media. I loved what CJ McCollum actually said over the All-Star break, talking about no one wants to see a fully healthy Pelicans roster.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, nobody wants
So
to. And I want to give a brief moment to this for those who are in the chat or who are just in the bushes listening. Remember to follow the Batter Sports Show podcast on Twitter. We have a Twitter account, and also remember that we are also on. We're doing something new, and I'm trying to build it up. Once I build it up, I will get EJ over there. We're building a TikTok. Okay, so it's moving. It's getting is really starting to catch up. So remember to follow us on TikTok, the Baddest Sports Show podcast on TikTok, and remember Facebook, Facebook on the Baddest Sports Talk on Facebook, and of course YouTube.
for sure, man. But since just to give y'all an update in the game right now is 37-35. The Bulls are up by 2 points with 8:25 left to go in the second quarter. Right now, in leading scores right now, DeMar DeRozan leading the well, actually not DeMar DeRozan. Desumu from the Bulls is
Yeah,
leading with
I saw
14
that.
points.
I
And
saw that. We having trouble with him.
yeah, and Matt Ryan is actually leading the Pelicans in points with 9 points.
And that's another guy I did not mention. I didn't mention Matt Ryan effect. Okay, and that's another guy that's a shooter that can help the Pels down the stretch, especially in the playoffs. You're going to need these guys for
Yeah,
shooters in the playoffs. And one of the things I want to tell people is that the Pels. This game, that's why I told you this game is. I remember Jason in our group, Jason Shelby. Shout out to Jason. Jason was really taught, oh my God, the Pelicans was getting blowed out at the time against the Heat, and everybody was giving Pelicans fans. It's
mhm,
basketball, okay? Being down 20, being down 15 at halftime.
right.
Don't get away from the TV. The Pels came right back. It was 58-58 at halftime. So some basketball is different in football. We can't just count our teams out. I see some of our fans, they be quick to turn the TV off.
Oh, it's a lot easier. I always say this: it's a lot easier to get back into an NBA
Then
basketball
football.
game rather than an NFL football game. Like things can get real bad real fast in the NFL game rather than an NBA game.
Yeah,
You
unless
can
you're the
build
Atlanta
momentum.
Falcons. Unless you're the Atlanta Falcons.
Unless
Unless
you,
you're
yeah,
or the
unless you,
49ers or the 49ers.
right, right. Yeah, that's a great point, man. But um, yeah, yeah, like I said, guys, I appreciate y'all for going ahead and tuning in. I saw Brian's earlier. Of course, I saw Preston in the chat. That is great to have you back here, talking with me. And it's good to be back on the Battle Sports Show podcast in the D South. Like I said, guys, sorry It's been a minute since y'all heard us back on the chat.
Well, they're gonna hear us more now because what it's getting down to the hottest part is the
Yeah,
playoff run.
this is the nitty gritty now. We
Because you
getting
know,
close to
EJ, I
playoff
just can't
time.
take the whole season. It's too long, too damn long. We talk about the long season with the basketball. Basketball is very long, and then the fact that we don't have the networks as intact yet, because you know next year we'll be able to see local more of the Pels and instead of just streaming as much as we're doing. So it's gonna be good for Pelicans fans. The future is gonna be very bright and we're going to do way more than what we're doing. I know, and I apologize to my son for missing. He's been holding it down on his own, but we're gonna be bringing this thing back together, opening up the panels, doing our thing like we always do, and we're going to be talking more off-season moves, huh, EJ, with the Saints.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the draft combine is coming up. So y'all know we it's time to get excited about, the New Orleans Saints and what they're gonna do in the draft time. So we'll do a live for that for sure. I heard Dennis Allen talking about, he might go quarterback and
I
he
like it. I
and
like it. I think,
so
look, that Lattimore trade. Remember this. Remember, Saints fans. I know you know, this is what Saints fans do. Saints fans, we love players, all of us. Okay, we love players. My
mhm.
son bought me a jersey, but bought me, you bought me Zion, and my other son bought me Kamara. So, but guess what? They can leave us, okay? But
Mhm.
I want people to understand this. Alvin Kamara, Lattimore could be the big trade for us to get Jaden Daniels. If that happens, Saints fans, and let him sit under Derek Carr for the next 3 years, like
Mhm.
similar to what you see with Jordan Love was with Aaron Rodgers, that would be pretty good for the Saints.
Oh
Future.
yeah.
I'm pretty much sure everybody would change their whole thought about the organization if they aggressively go out and get a Jaden Daniels or even a Caleb Witt. You know, we know they ain't gonna go down that far, but having an asset as a Lattimore, I wouldn't be mad with the organization. Would you, EJ?
No, no, no. I wouldn't. It would be sad to see him go, but then at the same time, you got to be excited about the
I
future,
mean,
man.
we did play well without him. I mean, I ain't say we were great without him. Yadam and them did pretty decent. You know, you can always go use your second round pick to go get another corner or get a line. You know, we can address the lineman in the second round if we really want to be aggressive and get that quarterback. And remember, another guy that I'm in love with, EJ, is Brock Bauer. If we can't get our quarterback, go get Brock Bauer. If he falls to us, he is the most athletic tight end. If we want to be like the 49ers with Kittles, that would be the way to do it. I know y'all think that I'm tripping with with we already got two tight ends. One of them dudes will be traded. Go ahead, EJ.
Well, hey, I wouldn't turn
Foster,
down
Mo-
Brock Myers at all.
Foster Marola would be traded, or he'll just be the third tight end. But
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be mad about getting Brock Myers, man. That kid
Oh
is
my
a
God, he is
monster.
electrifying. With the Georgia Bulldogs, but the way he played, we watched him over in the SEC. The dude is just outstanding, and he could take a little hitch route and go. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the Saints. If the Saints want to address offensive alignment, I'm not mad at them. If they want to address the quarterback position, I'm not mad with them. If they want to address the lineman, I'm not mad. I mean, a tight end, I'm not mad with them. And a big need is defensive end. I'm not mad with them.
Right.
So either you can't go wrong with it, with either of them. And if they want to be aggressive and they finally go out and get a quarterback, because the Saints haven't had a number one quarterback in the first round since Archie Manning, EJ.
Right.
That's in history. We never drafted a number one quarterback.
Well, hey, maybe it's time to make some history. Maybe it's finally that time. Who knows? But I do say that out of all of that happening, Derek Carr needs to have his respect for even helping out with giving some cap space
Oh,
for the Saints.
I'm still all in for Derek Carr. I'm not. I think them 3 years. If Derek Carr can keep the rookie on the bench, and he does outstanding, and the rookie able to learn for the 3 or 2 years, I'm cool with that. Okay, so it's not indictment on Carr. It's about having a future, and the Saints got to be aggressive. Let me tell you something. if the same Derek Carr is our Alex Smith. I look at Derek Carr as our Alex Smith.
Mm,
When the Kansas City Chiefs were able to jump the Saints to go get Patrick Mahomes, they didn't need a quarterback. They already had a quarterback. But
right.
they saw a vision and they jumped the Saints. And if I was the Saints, I wouldn't mind jumping the Falcons and going do how about jumping your own rival team and going snatch a future quarterback?
Mm. That would be something, man. That would be something, man. It's all about to go ahead and go down, though. It's getting close to that time. It's it's the draft goes down in April, and also starting in March. Free agency starts kicking off. So it's we're about to see a lot of changes happening too in the
We
off
are
season for the New
almost under the
Orleans.
cap already, EJ. We had 30
Yeah.
something. And people, why do they do this every year with the Saints? The national media and Saints fans, they're kicking it down the road. I don't think the Saints ever going to stop this until when it comes to kicking down the road, I think that's just a part of that's just a part. They've been doing this since 2016, EJ. So that's
Hmm.
just a part of the organization. I just think that just they don't want to ever not compete. I think that they just think that they can fix it. I know it sounds crazy, but if we did just tear it all down like other teams, we may not ever catch back up. We may be like the Detroit Lions was for years and years of just being bad, for years and years of just being bad, like the Detroit Lions. So it doesn't just go and get rookie quarterbacks, going 10 9 roster doesn't mean we're going to compete for a championship. It doesn't mean the Saints are going to be. It may take years before they can grow into themselves, like Detroit did. You got to remember this. So don't assume if the Saints stop doing what they're doing and they go the rookie route and just go that just automatic mean that they're gonna get back to normal. No, sometimes sometimes it takes years for teams to actually recruit. The Jets and it's just many years. You know what I'm talking about.
It's very true. It's very true, man. But I'm we're gonna go ahead and end this live with prediction time. I know the game is already going on right now. The score is 47 to
What's the score?
47. It's 47-47 with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. But Dad, who would be your MVP of this game, and and what would be the end of the score be?
Well, right now I'm looking for Brandon Ingram because the way I'm seeing, I hope I would think it's Brandon Ingram, and I'm gonna go with Ingram with 28 points. Him coming back. I don't know what his score sheet is right now, but I'm gonna lean with him. I think the Pels win this game tonight, 106 to 102. I think it's gonna be a close game, 106-102.
Okay, okay. And actually, you're making a good guess, a good case for yourself right now because Brandon Ingram is leading right now with 14 points right now, so he's moving along pretty fast toward that 28 points. But I'm definitely leaning towards Zion Williamson turning it on and having a really good game tonight as my MVP. And I think the New Orleans Pelicans definitely go ahead and pull this game out. And it's going to be closer than what people want it to be. I'm going with a score like kind of like yours there. I'm going 101, 101 to 97. The New Orleans Pelicans win this game just
Yes.
because of what I'm seeing so far right now that the Chicago Bulls is
They
they giving it
feisty. They feisty. They
they
come into
fight
play.
right now. Yeah, they're
And,
fighting
and
right
certain and certain teams play the Pelicans real good. For whatever reason, the Bulls always give us fits. I don't know what it is.
now.
DeRozan, all of them, even when they bad teams are good, they seem to always play the Pelicans well. So that's why I got the box score so close.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, man. So look, sports fans, like my dad mentioned earlier today, y'all make sure y'all follow us on Facebook. Y'all make sure y'all follow us on Twitter. We got the new TikTok out there, so y'all follow us on that too.
Yeah, there will
Y'all
be
make sure.
pre-recorded videos from here that's going to go to TikTok.
Yeah, so y'all make sure y'all go ahead and tune in to that, man. Y'all make sure to look out every week. You know, we try to do these once a week, more on a Wednesday. But y'all look out for these videos to be coming on now, and we're gonna continue to go ahead and keep up with the Pelicans all the way through the playoff push. And then, like we mentioned earlier too, we also be on the lookout for these off-season moves for the New Orleans Saints. We're going to be doing their videos as well for the upcoming draft coming up, man. But man, I
And
enjoyed
don't
my
forget,
time.
EJ, we are going to do the draft party this year. So we,
Oh yeah, we do that every year. So
yeah.
um, yeah, look, like I said, man, y'all enjoy the game tonight. Y'all make sure y'all continue to tune in, hit that bell. So whenever we go ahead and go live, y'all can make sure y'all can already be in here and be able to see us on YouTube, instead of not remembering that we coming on. But we'll be back on here now,
And we
guys.
will be getting the Facebook feature back. We will be going back to connecting back to Facebook. Okay, so we just letting you know we will be going back to the Twitter, Facebook, three shares.
We'll go ahead and integrate all the rest of the streams in there. Get Facebook, Twitter, and we was doing, of course, YouTube, all three of them at once, and so we getting it back together, y'all. Give us a chance, man. It's been a crazy little All-Star break, but we back at it again. The Battle Sports Show podcast in the Deep South. I'm EJ 504.
And
That's
I'm
my
every
dad.
504.
That's my dad, every 504, man. We enjoyed y'all. Y'all enjoyed the game, man. We gonna hit a hoop that on three.
Whoop
One,
that, whoop
two,
that,
three,
whoop that,
hoop
whoop
that.
that.